Welcome to the Cosmic Couple. Hi, everybody out there. Welcome back.
All right. So, what are we going to talk about this week?
We'll pick up where we left off, just getting back from studying abroad in Europe and living in our first apartment together.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah, we decided when we went back to school to finish up that we would find an apartment together.
If I remember correctly, you only had one semester left.
Yes.
And I had a year.
Yes, that's correct. Yep. I don't know if did we look at many places? I don't remember looking at more than just the one. I don't know.
I do remember another one. It was almost double the price. I remember being impressed by the basement, the storage area in the basement, because the cement was like freshly painted.
I do remember it now. Yeah. Yeah, it was down by that thrift store we liked.
Yes.
Yeah, I do remember that now. But yeah, we decided on the one that was a luxurious 500 square feet. What is it? It had one bedroom, a living room, a kitchen, and then a bathroom.
It was an older building, so it had a lot of character.
Yep.
The windows were beautiful.
They were.
Fireplace.
Yes.
Built-in cabinets.
Right. It did. Yeah. It had some like nice old kind of style to it. Unfortunately, the fireplace was non-functional. We were told not to have a fire in there. But for some reason, the flue could not be closed. And so in the winter, you could feel the draft coming down.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And we set up our bedroom to be more of the living room, the futon couch that we would fold out and fold up so that we could use the one bedroom for painting in a studio.
Yeah.
Which was still real snug.
Yeah, it was very snug because we had all of our clothes in there.
Yep.
Too. Yeah, it was snug, but it was fine. And we got really creative with furniture and rugs and everything.
That's right. Yeah, we got back. We had a lot of fun shopping and getting like secondhand furniture or things that were given to us by our parents, and we took it upon ourselves to paint them and decorate them and just kind of make it our own. It was fun.
I remember taking it was a children's desk. We painted it yellow, bright yellow, and it had a retro vintage yellow countertop.
Yes.
With the steel edging. And then we bought some really funky drawer pulls for it. Yeah,
we had a couch that was kind of a yellow faux leather, I would assume. And we cut out these big star shapes, templates, and then spray painted silver stars onto it.
Star couch. Star couch.
And and then I had an old dresser, and we painted that like a mint green and then outlined some of the perimeters in black. It was really eclectic, but a very cool aesthetic.
I also remember buying 2 rugs that were on clearance at Pier 1 Imports, and we sewed them together, and then we painted red stripes. Was the rug orange?
Oh, right. It was an orange, and then we taped off some lines and added like a red
stripes.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Pier 1 Imports. Boy, they still have those things.
I think they're out of business.
Yeah.
And remember the coffee table?
Oh, yeah.
It was like a 1950s wooden with like peg legs.
Mm-hmm.
And then we painted it a really dark navy blue. And you painted this really beautiful organic pattern.
Yeah.
On the top in black.
Right. Yeah. It was kind of like when I would doodle, that's what it would be. Just like, you start with a swirl and then kind of like a mandala a loose mandala, and then you kind of build off of that with like leaf shapes and then circles and dots and outlines and decorations. And yeah, we moved all of that in there. Of course, no elevator. We had to go up a flight of stairs because there was only the ground floor and the second floor. And at least the stairway was quite wide, so we didn't have to pivot too much.
Yeah, we had no problems with that. Yeah.
It had an old water radiator for heating.
Yes.
And yeah, if you're not familiar with that, that is, old technology, but it can be very loud. when the pipes expand because of the hot water coming through it, it just sounds like someone's taking a hammer to the pipes, and just pounded on them for a bit until I guess it expands or something.
Oh my gosh. I do remember that. It was so loud.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And I'm remembering it was really hot.
Yeah.
We couldn't control the heat. And so it was too hot in the winter. Yep. So we would crack our windows open to get some of the heat out.
Yep. But in the summer, very warm. And when the humidity and the heat cranked up, it didn't take long for us to we need to go get a window AC unit.
Yeah, that was number one.
I remember it being a bit of a tackle to get it into the window. But once we got that set up, it didn't take long to cool down them because it's such a small area.
Best purchase ever.
Yep. And now we have central air, which is a luxury.
A luxury for sure. So now we're living together and we're learning each other's habits.
Right. Yes.
I do remember a bad habit that I had.
Oh, what was that?
That you pointed out to me.
Okay.
It was whenever I showered, I would never close the shower curtain afterwards.
Oh, okay.
And you were like, why do you keep doing this?
Yeah, I guess.
It's going to get moldy.
Yes.
It doesn't dry that way.
Right.
I'd never really thought about it.
The toothpaste was another slight issue where when it got low, I was in the habit of just taking the back of the toothbrush and kind of squeegeeing all the remains up to the top and maybe even folding up the bottom so that it was easier to get it out. And I realized that your technique was to strangle it, like you were teaching it a lesson. And yeah, so I'd come in and it was just look like the Hulk, just strangled it. Not grounds for breaking up or anything, of course.
It took you a while to tell me, though.
Yeah. And it, again, we're both pretty laid back. So neither of us were like, oh my God, stop doing this now. Yeah. It was more just kind of like, oh, and then the opportunity, I guess, probably presented itself where I saw it and you were nearby. I'm like, hey, Gracie, the toothpaste.
We do have a solution. 2 tubes of toothpaste. Problem solved.
Pet peeve that you had of mine?
I would say that it has to do with socks.
Socks. Okay. That I fold them too nicely?
Oh, gosh. I wish. It has to do with when you take them off.
Oh, yeah.
They just come off when you're ready to take them off wherever you are. And then they just kind of get kicked around and they just float around. It's a graveyard of socks.
Yeah, I remember you giving it that term and I loved it. Yeah. Yeah, I am guilty as charged.
And there's a hamper right there in the corner.
Yep.
I just don't understand.
Trying to get those socks into a hamper is it's not easy.
Yeah. It's okay. I still love you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Moving in together was pretty seamless.
And I think we had been dating for 5.5 to 6 years by the time we moved in together.
Yeah. If something was an issue, then, well, we would just discuss it. It's a cooperation.
I also remember another characteristic you had, and it had to do with grocery shopping.
What was that again?
when you would go to the grocery store, you would only buy the meal that you wanted at that moment.
That's right. Yeah. I guess I didn't know what I was going to be hungry for the next day, huh? Yeah, we just decided we weren't going to have a TV. Of course, this was back when all you had were the major networks. It wasn't really anything lost on us, but your uncle.
We were way too busy with school and work.
True. With one visit with your aunt and uncle, your uncle was kind of gobsmacked that we did not have a TV. And he's like, "Oh, you gotta have a TV, even a small one. So let's go get you one," which was really nice.
I remember it had the VHS player in the bottom of it.
We could go to Blockbuster, rent movies, forget to bring them back, and come back to a huge fine and argue about it, and they not budge, and we leave mad. That was the process.
And back then, the Blockbuster card, they actually had to hand type it and then laminate it. And they misspelled my name. Do you remember that?
Instead of Grace, they wrote grave with a V. Yep. We did not shed a tear when Blockbuster imploded. They took a lot of our money. So yeah, we had a nice, cozy little home together as you finished your last semester, or I finished my last semester and you finished your last year. And I found employment that was walking distance away, which was great. And another big discussion happened where it was time to get married. Lots of fun planning that together. Of course, being artists, we used a lot of creativity in invitations and decorations.
And carving our own rings.
Yep. So we will talk about that in our upcoming episodes. Thanks for listening in. We appreciate it.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.